Hi everyone, this is Casey with Kcleeco. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a boutonniere. Here are the supplies that you will need. So I'm sharing this video with you because this is actually my first boutonniere that I have ever made. So it's a process and a learning curve for me. What I started to do is adding the floral with the backdrop of green. I just kind of placed things how I thought they would look the best. I like to use a mixture of greenery just to give it more texture. You don't want to make your boutonniere too large because it will just be too bulky on the man's shirt. So I'm stacking a few of the greenery, and you'll see later on that I do cut the bottom leaves off. This is kind of like a fit kiss greenery with some like fern. And this is where I cut the bottom portion because I don't want it to be so large. Also, you have to think of how heavy it will be. So I used supply that is really lightweight. The floral is actually a real touch. It's made more like with a foam material, and so the roses feel real. Here I grabbed the baby's breath, and like I said, you can use any greenery, any floral that you would like, and I just stack it on, and I just layer. So I plan on using both of these roses. I use the white and the light pink, and what I love about these is that they are flexible. They have a wire in them, so they're easy to maneuver, as you can see what I'm doing here. You're going to want to hold that at all times because pretty soon I will be wiring it. I add some more greenery to the front. And I highly recommend cutting your wire beforehand because it's not so easy to do with one hand. This is a filler that I've had for a while that I just love to use. It was actually in like the ocean theme section. I think it was during summer, and it just makes such a great filler. I love the mix of whites and greens with that pink. So here is where I wrap the floral wire around. You're going to want to do it nice and tight. I almost asked my husband to come help me, but I didn't. I did it myself. The first tie was not very tight, but then I had to put it down and really squeeze to make that tight. I then, after I tied it, I wrapped it around the floral because this part is going to be glued. So you want it nice and tight so that those floral do not come out. If there's any greenery hanging below where the wire is, I suggest cutting it off. because you don't want it to be bulky. Then I use glue right underneath the wire. This just secures everything. Right here, I'm just trimming a few things. And this is where you will use your floral tape. You could wait until the hot glue is completely dry, but in my case, I use the tape right away. It tends to stick better when there's a little bit of glue. And you're going to want to make this nice and tight. Then you cut the stems. You don't want the stems to stick out too far down, so cut them pretty short. And continue putting that floral tape on. Floral tape has like a sticky side to it. It's not too sticky, but it's just perfect for what I need it for today. This is when you are going to use your jute string. You could leave it as it is with just the floral tape, but I'm adding the jute string to make it just a little more fancy. Thought I'd zoom in here so you can see. I start by wrapping it around and tying a knot in the back. You could actually use scissors for this as well, but I do cut my jute string with my wire cutters. Make sure it's a nice tight knot. I double knot it. And then you're just going to wrap it all the way down to the bottom. You can even double wrap this if you would like. And then I would add just a little bit of glue to one side, so every time that I'm wrapping the jute, it's just sticking to the stems. To secure the bottom, I will just cut and add a little glue. Essentially, it's all finished, and then you could put your safety pin in the back. You can use whatever size you want. Another way you could do this is by putting felt or the safety pin and then some felt and gluing it on. But I feel like this is the most secure way to add it on to the groom's shirt. I had to find a good place to stick it, but this is removable for the customer so that they can add it to wherever they feel best. So I think it turned out really cute, especially being my first boutonniere. I love the florals in this. So please go check out my YouTube. I will be making more fun videos like this. I can't wait to see this on the groom, and be checking out my social media because I will be making a bouquet as well for the bride.